Hi. Hi. This was a mistake.
No!
This was a mistake.
This is not a mistake.
You are tuned in and ready.
Hello to whatever the fuck we're gonna call.
Welcome to DRUNKanronpa.
This is DRUNKanronpa.
Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I wanted to call it Jenny Plays with Brittany, but she didn't like that
That
idea.
sounds gross, but it's not. It's worse when it was Jenny Plays with her sister. Who would think that's a good idea?
Because
Other than Kyoko.
because it's hilarious, because then people would watch.
No.
People are going to watch
People are going
DRUNKanronpa.
to join you
Yeah,
in
so
DRUNKanronpa.
it's Saturday night, so we figured, what the fuck?
I would like to disclaimer, Courtney hasn't had that much to drink. She is by far acting the drunkest.
I'm
person.
awake.
Fuck, what?
Okay.
Background. This is my first time doing anything.
Tori is new to the stream. Tori is new to Danganronpa.
So this
and
is-
she's never had a drink in her life.
Hi everyone.
So this is Jenny Plays with Brittany / Jenny Plays with her sister / Tori.
It's DRUNKanronpa.
Hi.
Welcome to DRUNKanronpa.
All right,
Here
so
are the rules. Drink.
Drink all the time. Drink when somebody makes you happy. Drink when somebody makes you sad.
Everyone
Drink
is-
when Courtney says something that doesn't make any fucking sense, even though she's not that drunk.
Jenny
Drink when
is-
Courtney makes this ridiculous laugh because she is losing her shit. We haven't even started.
everyone is gonna regret this.
Drink
All
when
right.
anyone does
Prologue.
an anime gas, which is like a.
Okay, I will get you the rules. Hold on.
No, we're making up our own
We're making up our own.
Oh,
Is anybody
well, I
watching
have
us yet?
other ones that you can add.
We have to start the show.
Are people
Okay.
watching us yet?
All right. Do we want prologue?
Yes.
Yes.
And then we can skip if we need
Yeah.
Do
if
we
it's
want
boring, we'll
English?
skip
Yes.
Yes. Why do we want Japanese?
I don't know.
Start from chapter beginning.
Okay. Is that good?
Yes.
Let's all be kind to each other.
Okay.
Not to get political.
All right. Take a drink if the words hope and despair
Just drink.
are
Drink when you
used.
want to drink.
Oh,
If you build it, they will come.
hold on. I got it. It's because we're really loud.
Courtney.
Thought we are, but the game is loud. Okay, we're
Courtney.
better now. Take a drink whenever a corpse is found. Drink. I count that.
I think we should just drink every time we see the fucking bear.
Yeah, let's drink every time we see the bear.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I mean, we've been ready. We've been on this stream for about a minute now.
Okay, let's go. Let's go, bitches. I feel like we can only do this when everyone's drinking. I feel like that has to be the thing.
We
for
are
this.
drinking.
Okay, who wants to be Makoto?
Do we have to read them?
Yeah.
Do we have to read?
What if we don't want to read?
Do we want to just put it on auto? I mean, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Then this entire prologue's gonna be pointless. It's all reading.
Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable.
God
A
damn
government
it.
funded school of privilege.
Why are we doing that?
They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life.
Oh god!
With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year.
Devin's on!
It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name.
Brittany, Devin's on!
Hi, Devin. We're getting drunk. How are you today?
Drink every time you
There
see
are two things you need to attend this school.
He says, this is Makoto, where's Shuichi?
Invite all of your friends. We're going to be very interesting. 1, you have to already be attending high school. 2, you have to be the very best at what you do.
Oh god damn it!
No ordinary student can enroll
Oh my
here.
God, take
The
this.
only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students.
What is that?
Me.
Before we go any farther, I guess I should
I sound
introduce
just like
myself.
him.
Brittany hates
My
this
name's
guy.
Makoto Knight.
Oh, this is the guy I hate?
Yes!
The protag?
This is the I'm an MC.
Oh, he's so boring.
Is this the
I'm nothing
protag?
but a hopelessly average high school student.
So everyone, we've made a backstory for this man.
Oh god, here we go.
He's from
He
Canada.
has AIDS.
It's his tragic
He has
backstory.
something called canades.
Grenades. Because he's from Anne of Green Gables and he has AIDS.
It makes him immediately more interesting.
We really
So
we're
bad.
trying to
We're
bring
gonna
some
lose
sympathy.
followers from this shit.
No, we're gonna gain followers. We're
Oh
very
no, we
interesting.
have someone new.
Hi, my name's Brittany. We're drinking and we're playing DRUNKanronpa. We call it DRUNKanronpa.
It's DRUNKanronpa.
I may sound like I have an accent, but I don't. I'm
Courtney-
very American.
Courtney, hit X. You really don't have much going.
I really don't have much going for me when it comes to great special
Oh,
abilities.
sounds like every boyfriend I've ever had.
I mean, yeah, I have hobbies and stuff I like to do, but it's not like I'm a psychic or mutant or whatever. Are there many psychics in the school?
Also-
not that I can remember.
Also, this guy has anemia, and he needs iron supplements pronto.
I thought we
It's the
decided
only
that he was
You can
diabetic.
have both.
Make him your fucking
You can be a variety of things,
Look at how
Courtney.
pasty white he is.
He's sad.
His hair is even
He
pale.
needs help.
Let's
he
go.
needs our help.
You know what, Courtney? Maybe we
Put
should.
it on auto, Courtney.
Maybe we should skip the intro and just go to the first case.
Okay, trial.
We're so glad that you've come to join
trial.
us.
Or do you want a trial?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to see how the person died.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see how the person died.
Can't we like jump ahead to the death? Can we?
Not
Can we go to
fast.
killing life?
Not fast.
We can't
X.
jump to killing life.
Oh yeah, the deadly life we
To
can.
deadly life, to killing life, to whatever.
Yeah.
Drunkly life, which is what I'm
Sure.
experiencing right now.
And actually, that'll give us more reasons to drink. So sure.
Should we
let's
give them
do that. Where the
Just to
fuck am I-
recap, we are drinking every time
Where
Courtney.
am I trying to go?
Hold on.
Hey,
Where
hey,
the fuck-
hey, hey, Courtney, shut up. We're trying to explain.
Devin and others. We are drinking every time Courtney makes a weird noise, every time she has a squeaky laugh, every time that a character does an
You
anime
guys are
gasp,
asking
Which
for
sounds like.
shh, which sounds like and we are drinking every time we see the bear.
Yeah, we don't like that fucking
Just
bear.
hydration is key, and you just gotta stay hydrated, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, I guess.
We believe in you drinking whatever you want to drink. We're not going to ask and we're not going to judge you.
Okay, we're also adding to that.
I'm also taking Courtney's drink off of this table before she knocks it over with her ass.
No, my ass is nowhere near.
Just to paint a
I
picture.
just believe that it will happen, Courtney.
Okay.
Okay.
Take a drink when anytime a character under
No, we don't
suspicion
want
of
to
murder
play
is
this
proven
game.
to be
No, we're not
innocent.
playing that
We're
game.
playing our game.
Well, I'm playing that.
Well, you don't
Okay,
need to
Courtney.
read it to everybody.
Okay,
Don't be
well, I
drunk in a
am
hot
for those
sack.
of you that don't have TV tropes.
Everybody has TV tropes. If you have the internet, which you do if you're watching this stream, you have TV tropes. Congratulations, we're very proud.
All right, do we want?
Yes,
do we want
kind.
gentle? What do we want?
Well, Courtney, whatever you think you can manage.
And you're the one playing. We're spectating.
Fuck.
Courtney,
No!
you're not that drunk, Courtney.
Okay,
really
all
not
right.
that
We need to open the handbook because Tori doesn't know jack shit. Are we ready?
I also don't know jack shit.
All right. So the victim was Sayaka Maizono. There we go. The time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. The death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to her abdomen, and her right wrist appears to have been fractured. There are a number of scratches and gouges on the bed and walls of Makoto's room. Makoto took this replica sword from the gym.
Courtney, right
entryway.
now you're under the DRUNKanronpa 3, but you're not playing it anymore.
I know, because I didn't change it because I didn't know we were doing this.
Why didn't you change it? You knew you were
Because
doing it.
I know you wanted to start. The sword was found out of its sheath on the floor. in
People
the
are
middle
gonna
of
get
the
mad
room.
because they're gonna get on and think that you're
Okay,
playing this
well,
game
I'm
and
gonna
they won't
change
stay.
it. God damn.
But 4 people are watching.
Fuck.
No, you don't have to change it.
Okay, well, I'm doing it now.
Oh,
But our-
one of those people is me.
Yes.
3 people
Shut
are
up.
watching. And we love you.
We are really grateful for every last one of you that is
Okay,
here.
all changes saved. Did you
Are you guys
get
mad that we have it under the wrong title? We're sorry.
Oh no, Brittany. Oh god. Did I say the sword handle was missing some of the
No. Oh, that's
Okay,
very
well,
interesting.
here you go.
Okay.
Makoto took this from the gym entryway and put it in his room. The sheath was found some distance from the sword itself, and it shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. If you were going to attack someone with the sword, you would almost certainly remove the
Not
sheath
if you were just
first.
gonna hit him in the head with it.
Yeah. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys.
Why?
When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room and she became frightened. The toolkit had been placed in Makoto's room before he arrived. It remains unopened and there has been no evidence of it having ever been used. All the other male students claim they haven't used theirs either, but still, not a single hair was found on the floor at the scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of injury. Sayaka's right wrist had been fractured, and her wrist was glittery at the injury location. In addition, her hands appear to be completely clean, except for the index finger of her right hand, which had some blood on it. A series of numbers have been written in blood on Makoto's bathroom wall. These have nothing to do with the plot at all, except they have everything to do with the plot, so pay attention. Makoto's bathroom door was difficult to open due to it not fitting quite right in the door frame properly. The only two people who knew the trick to opening it were Makoto, the room's owner, and Sayaka, the victim. Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had all been partially or completely removed. The nameplates on the door to Sayaka and Makoto's rooms were apparently switched at some point. The kitchen in the dining hall has a set of kitchen knives. Apparently, one of the knives has gone missing. The knife from the kitchen went missing when Aoi was in the dining hall. Aoi's source to Makoto did not come to the dining hall at any point while she was there. There's apparently a trash room within the school. It's blocked off by a sturdy gate that can only be opened with the trash room key. The incinerator can be activated via a switch on the machine. Ifumi was on cleaning duty and he claims that the last time he saw the incinerator, it was off. However, when Makoto checked it after the incident, the incinerator was in fact on. The distance from the gate to the incinerator is roughly 30 feet. A piece of burnt clothing was found next to the incinerator in the trash room. It is apparently part of a shirt cuff and has a noticeable blood stain on it. Shards of glass were found next to the incinerator in the trash room. As it turns out, the glass bulb would have fit comfortably in the palm of the person's hand. Apparently, Yasuhiro left the ball in the laundry room on accident because he's a fucking moron, so anyone would have come along.
What do you have against Yasuhiro?
Yasuhiro does jack shit.
His name has the word hero in it, so obviously he's a good guy.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Drink
All
every
right,
time
now
the
I'm
word
actually gonna come up by the mic. Where is my alcohol?
There. I like the guy with the hair.
That's Yasuhiro.
I love him.
He's a fucking moron.
He has the word hero in his name.
He's a moron
He
though.
has dreads.
Oh, I need to.
If you can figure out who done it, then only
Are you
will
on the
receive
phone? Okay, so
permission.
you can read what it says because I can't
If
read
you
it from
pick the
here.
wrong
Because
one,
I'm downstairs. I've been
I'll punish
upstairs. when I'm
everyone
recording.
besides the blackened, and the one
When
that
something
deceived
interesting pops up.
everyone else
Okay.
will graduate.
Y'all, I am
And the
your
killer really is one of us, right?
contact point,
Yes, Makoto. No fucking shit.
so you better be nice and
Drink the
friendly.
bear!
Close your
Stop,
eyes.
bear!
Whoever did it, raise
I
your
like
hand.
this guy with the eyebrows.
Don't be a
Looks like you
goddamn
want to be called
idiot.
daddy.
Why
He's
the hell would they raise their
Kiyotaka.
hand?
This guy's hair looks like a pancreas.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question?
Kyoko's
real
best
quick?
girl. Drink for best girl.
I don't know if she's best girl though.
She
died?
is best
Okay,
girl.
who
What's
died?
going on with
Sakaya.
pictures?
I feel awful
And
they got left
Junko.
out.
Absolutely,
Oh, two people
Junko.
died?
Yeah.
Why did Junko die? Why didn't you investigate her yet?
Because she just kind of happened. No one killed her, did they?
Okay.
No one really
Nobody
knows.
killed her. Why aren't we doing a trial for her death?
That happens later.
But why aren't
For
we doing
obvious
it now?
plot
She's already
reasons.
dead.
Because obvious fucking plot
It
reasons.
doesn't
Shut
make any
up.
sense.
Reason? It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
Important things are
Fair.
important.
That about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
Is that his
First
belly
up
button
is
or
the
his
case summary.
It's his belly button. you
Let the
fuck.
class
It
try.
could be either, really.
Oh god.
We don't know.
I feel like we're not gonna be able to do any streams with Tori unless
Do
she's
we
drunk.
see his penis? We can't, like,
It's like Donald Duck. Like
Yeah.
he wears the
Monami
t-shirt.
has one. Does she have a penis?
yes.
Maybe. You don't know her
You don't
life.
know that she does it.
Let's make a backstory.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to know about the non-stop debate?
Probably. We don't know what the fuck is happening. We don't even know why Junko didn't get a trial.
Okay.
You're
As
just
things
like,
were-
plot reasons, plot reasons.
Because I know the plot. You guys don't know the plot.
That's the point of the stream, Courtney. We're virgins.
Yeah.
2 drunk virgins.
What are they gonna do with us?
So every time someone's falsely accused, drink. What were the other ones?
You have to use your truth bullets to reveal what you're saying.
No,
You're relevant to
Knock that drink right onto
I'm
her butt
not.
into my purse.
Take a drink every time someone's proven to be innocent.
Just drink every time you see the bear.
Take a drink every time someone accuses Makoto of being the culprit in the
Drink every
first
time
trial.
that guy has angry eyebrows.
Take a drink every time Kyoko has to help Makoto with the
Take
first
a
trial. Take a shot when Kyoko does evidence that brings vital or previously unknown evidence into light. Those
Take a
are
drink.
pretty.
Just take a drink every 30 seconds.
Take a drink every time Courtney tries to read from the stupid drink
Take a drink
rules.
when Asahina talks about donuts, when Yasuhiro talks about the occult.
Thank
Oh,
you,
God.
Devin, for explaining to me that Junko got killed because she attacked Monokuma. That's all I needed to know, and Courtney's just like, plot reasons! Plot reasons!
Well, because you needed to play the game, you acted like you knew everything.
I told you I don't.
Well, then why are we playing this now?
Because we don't know that.
I'm confused. We should start by the prologue. I don't know what we're doing.
You told us to skip to the trial.
Well, because that's what makes.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise.
Tori's
while
not
she
gonna
was
be
in the
here
bathroom.
anymore now.
She didn't even
Doing anything, you're just playing a game.
Ugh.
Break.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
Sorry.
With
Try
the
to
way things had been
remember.
damaged. I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
I bet it was with daddy eyebrows.
I bet it was Wolverine. He came in.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that's why the walls have been marked.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
It was Hugh Jackman.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't
He came in and was like, I need a second
She must have
movie.
been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Why does this game have so many people with red eyes?
And that's where they
That's
finished
just
the
a
job.
danging around before you. Sure.
Should have been obvious after taking one look at the
Remember.
It's
Remember, Brittany, it's all due to plot. We found this out in Danganronpa 3. It's all due to plot.
I like him.
Next
Don't
is
be
the
so
subject
butthurt
of the
over
murder
Danganronpa
weapon.
3
Yeah.
that you don't enjoy the
Wow, this is starting to
That guy
sound
looks
like
like
a
a
Excuse
jerk.
me, I do enjoy them. I'm just
I don't
saying
like
everything's due to
Hifumi.
plot. Okay, what was used to kill Sayaka? Does anyone know?
Wolverine's claws.
I know.
That guy's hair.
A
Does
sword.
he use his hair to murder people? Because I totally would if I had hair like that.
Kitchen knife. Yep. Oh, that makes sense. Because there was a kitchen knife.
Why do we only have a bullet?
Missing.
To kill.
Because they're teaching us how to play.
Oh, we're not playing
Do you wanna play?
No. I
Oh.
just want to talk about daddy eyebrows.
Tori, do you wanna play?
No, I don't.
So the
We still
killer
watch you
used some
play.
random knife they had on him.
You're good at playing.
Yeah. We test you.
Oh God.
Mondo, you got some good eyeliner.
No, that's wrong.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Why?
A kitchen knife?
Why does he think
After
that?
the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen
I feel
was
like
missing.
just the series with Tori is gonna be
Which
Jenny
means
plays
that
drunk.
knife must be the murder weapon.
Remember, a rule that I added. Every time the word the
I
is
guess
said,
that
you
makes
drink.
sense.
Yeah.
What? So when the fuck did that
No,
happen?
there's one. Don't
Probably when you were yelling.
If you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
The murder weapon.
Where does that get us?
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the same.
One of these. Yeah, take a sip whenever somebody accuses Makoto of being the murderer in the first trial. So that's two right there.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our
Again. We're good.
Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
When you just drink every like
You're
5
putting
seconds.
a little
We
too
can
much,
talk
like,
all we want. It's not gonna change that conclusion.
Yeah, when you're drunk and rolls it
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure
Tell
if
us
we
how
keep
much you
at
love
it,
Kyoko.
something new will reveal
Kyoko's
itself.
best girl.
Why is she best girl?
You really
She's
believe
better than
that?
I
Shuichi,
think,
who's a
I
fuck.
think Yasuhiro is best girl.
Yasuhiro's a boy.
Okay, Yasuhiro's best boy.
But he has best hair.
Yeah. This is like superlatives. He was best.
I can agree with that. I feel like we all can agree with that, yes. Yeah, I guess you guys want to hear more.
Oh my god, Devin, you're bae, but you hate Leon. That makes me sad.
You can.
What?
I declared Devin bae, and now he's telling me that he hates Leon, and I like Leon. This is a
Leon
problem
is the
for
guy
me.
with the hair.
He's the guy with the red hair, who looks kind of like angry and mad.
The guy with the hair looks like
They're the
weird.
same thing.
Looks like Weird Al.
We're not Yankovic. Sure.
Leon is eyebrow daddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know. What's Eyebrow Daddy's name? I'm just gonna call him Eyebrow Daddy.
Wait, who's Eyebrow Daddy?
The guy with the eyebrows who looks like
That
they want
guy.
you to call him Daddy.
The mad guy. The guy who's mad.
Oh, Mondo?
No. Yes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
bear.
on.
So I guess
They'll
there's no
circle
question
around
that the
soon
kitchen
enough.
knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Where?
Must have taken it from me.
Where's Eyebrow Daddy?
He did it in secret. Nobody was in the dark.
No. You guys need to play this. This is boring. I played this so much that I know everything already.
But you have to explain to us why.
Okay,
We
wait.
can try to
hold
guess.
on.
You just have to give us
Didn't
like
take the
opportunity
knife from the
to
kitchen.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, I can't right now because there's only one true
That's
bullet.
fine, but this is prepping us for
Say
the
it all
fact.
you want.
Okay.
Well,
Courtney, you need to
what if
better
I have a
outlook.
witness?
Yeah, this is all gonna be
What do
fun.
you
Don't
think?
be a Debbie Downer drunk.
Yeah, don't be.
We're figuring out what kind of drunk
Remember
you are.
what you were telling me
Very
earlier?
Yeah, it was really like appealing for a little bit, but now it's kind of, you're like a multi-phase drunk. That's never good.
I feel like I'm not drunk anymore.
Oh, well then maybe you need to drink more. Maybe you need to have something better than a Mike's Hard.
There's a the.
Oh, two double
Just
like
to be
ultimate
perfectly
track
clear, the knife disappeared
Slim Star,
while you were
but
in the
she
dining
could
room.
also
Isn't she wearing a bathing suit?
She can also be Ultimate Donut.
Yeah.
What?
She
And at
likes
any point while
donuts.
you
She
were
might
there,
as well be Ultimate
Did you ever
Donut.
see me come into the dining hall?
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like this is gonna be like the series with Tori. It's
No,
gonna be
he
drunken
definitely wasn't
law.
Said that.
Either
The knife
drunken
disappeared while
Rompa,
Tina was
drunken
The-
center,
But I
drunken
was there the
center.
entire
The
time.
three.
Who's Nina?
In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
I think you took him, Makoto.
I like that their little pictures
Then what
pulsate
about
whenever
this?
they get really mad.
What if the
Yup.
Yeah.
idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Okay, Toko, fuck off.
Coco, fuck out.
God damn it!
Why would I get involved in something
Every time a
like
photo pulsates, drink!
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice,
The
do they
bear.
also become blackened?
Da bear.
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Thanks, Money
Murder
Kuma.
is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So, in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance
What are
of
you
topping
drinking?
Rum and Coke. Rum
Then
and
there's
Pepsi.
no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Leprechaun.
Chiquito! Chichi Devane!
What? Oh god.
There are no
Chichi
Chichi Devane! Child!
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall,
Frog
and I
legs.
didn't take the knife,
Turkey neck.
so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the
Chichi, why
knife?
you switch?
Hina seemed the obvious candidate.
How'd she get her
After
hair
all,
like that?
she just said she was in the dining.
She's an anime
Why doesn't
character.
she have a last name?
swear it wasn't me!
Celestia Ludwig.
Why didn't they show her last name?
Because it's all a fucking lie.
Courtney,
That's
don't
right.
blow plot points.
Sakura was
Yeah,
with
but
me
it's
the
all
entire
about the
time I was
plot.
drinking my tea.
Plot.
This entire game is a lie. Oh
I
wait.
have to
Can
ask,
I-
but just to be sure, Sakura's...
How can anybody not love this guy? His face is everything.
But then, couldn't either one of
I
them
also
grab the
love this
knife?
guy.
Actually,
looks like-
no.
Dan Avedon from Game Grumps.
Well,
Just spit it out already.
I stayed
He
in
does
Ina's
a little
room
bit
last night.
actually.
Why is this man in a schoolgirl outfit?
That's a woman!
videos.
Oh, cool.
God damn it!
Thinking, I
Caitlyn
just
Jenner's
asked you to
joining
come
us.
over.
Fuck you!
We have airtight.
That's so bad.
You stayed over?
know, Courtney. Plot point.
Violate one of the school regulations.
Why does Taco fuck always look like she's about to poop her pants? Like,
It doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and
Ooh,
a
eyebrow
girl
daddy.
spending the night
Yeah.
together?
okay, eyebrow daddy.
Unwholesome.
Kayotaka.
I'm a girl.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
See, he didn't know either. You can't get mad at
I'm
her.
so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you,
I
then
want
would
to
it
know why
have
this
to be the
bitch ain't got a last
then?
name showing when she's apparently got one.
Actually, there is one
What's
other
what?
possibility. Right,
Come out
Ina?
in this
Is this
trial?
girl like
No.
Super Saiyan?
One other person did come to the dining hall while we
No,
were
there's
there.
another character that
Why
becomes
didn't
Super
you say
Saiyan
so
though.
in the first place?
Courtney,
I won't say who it is.
Because
you just keep hinting at
They're
things.
not
that
here
make them
anymore.
up. We need to
Exactly.
focus on the present.
Yeah.
Who's someone who's not here?
she's the one who
Take a drink.
Jesus
Christ.
she wound up dead.
Zyga was
Sayaka.
I got it!
Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility.
I got it right.
And thinking back
Take
on
a drink,
it,
motherfucker.
she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall,
Why doesn't
she didn't even look
Sakura
at us.
have
She just went
eyes?
straight to the
she's
kitchen.
winking one for some reason.
No, why
Said
does
she
she
just
have
wanted a
irises?
drink of water. But
She does,
most
they're just
likely,
very tiny.
The person who took the knife was the victim herself.
Talking about red eyes, hey.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're
Okay,
saying
Makoto,
the knife she
protect your
took
baby mama.
was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that
Yes, I
case, you may
think
not have
so.
taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Boom.
See, I told you you'd like him.
He did do it after all.
Oh God.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
Gerbil
You
thinks
possess a most
he died.
terrifying talent.
Spoiler? Do you care? Do you give a
Why
crap?
don't you just nod your head? Don't
People
say
in this chat don't care. They've all seen this.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide
Drink for
conclusively
Kyoko
that
helping
Makoto was the
him.
killer,
She seems
wouldn't you
super
say?
boring.
I love her though.
And her
Because you
music
see,
changes.
if the room did belong to the killer,
She's always
Then they
like,
did
I'm a
something
detective
most
and I have the
bewildering.
answer for everything. Here it is,
and
by
until
the way.
we unravel
You're
that little
all
mystery,
stupid if
you
I
simply
know
can't
everything.
declare
My
that
eyes
he's
are
the killer.
purple.
Bewildering?
It exists in
What the hell are you talking about?
something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
Who knows what it
Don't
is?
you?
No.
No.
Who wants to do Hangman's Gambit?
We can all do it, but you can press the buttons.
Okay.
Bed, doorknob. What was missing? What? Sheath.
Cheese.
So you have to help me out with the Hangman.
Okay.
I will.
Good luck and have fun.
So ready.
What was it? How about a cop that could monitor these fucking kids and make sure that they don't kill each other?
Because they're locked
A damn
in.
adult. H O R H O R R H.
No, it has an I.
No, that's what they've been showing. H.
I think this is just gonna be the Jenny Plays Drunk series. So it'll be Jenny Plays Drunk, DRUNKanronpa.
You've told us this already. Is it H?
Shit. I
Not
did it.
H.
Oh, wait, it is
What is a word? Is it a person? Hair.
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 Why would there be hair at the scene?
Now I understand.
I don't.
Because we were in her bathroom and girls had to think.
Was she strangled with
That's
hair?
right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
Makoto, what does that have to do with anything?
The culprit removed some evidence?
Yes.
Wow.
And if
There's a
I
lot
were
of
the
things that
culprit,
should have been at the scene
Why
that
would
wasn't.
I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room?
Why Why do you have hair all over your
It wouldn't be
room,
unusual at all to
Makoto?
find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
I like his little jacket.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
I
That
really
makes
hate
sense,
Celeste's
does it
voice
not?
a lot.
No.
I like it.
If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then
I think the killer wanted you to think that.
Are you
Makoto
sure you
actually
can decide
killed
something
everybody.
so important based solely on the absence of some
His
hair?
face shaking like that.
That's just what it does.
I don't like
There
it.
are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main
Damn it, my
room
pants are
first,
split.
then fled into the bathroom.
There's my ripped pants, guys.
Then they ran after her,
What's the song?
got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Rip the pants.
How did the killer get into
Everybody has ripped pants, so now I've joined the club.
What do you mean?
No one ever
It's fairly
wants to
certain that the
down
killer
to
had
the
some
guy
trouble
that
getting into the
went
bathroom.
and ripped his pants.
There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Fuck would I remember, Kyoko?
Oh, she's talking shit to Kyoko, her best girl.
The door frame, doorknob, yeah.
Devin, explain to me what Kyoko has to do with
Evidence that the
Shuichi. I
killer
don't
had trouble
understand.
getting
That's
into the
pretty
bathroom.
good. Wow, this shows
You're
me
talking
I'm
about
having
the
trouble
doorknob,
because I
right?
thought it was evidence of a struggle when just because I had the word evidence.
What
in it.
Did your butt forward?
Shows you when I wasn't paying attention. Well, I gotta make the
I
leg.
need to get drinks.
Scooch my
See
butt
how the top part was
forward.
unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Yeah, this is
But if
exactly
the only
what
choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
they really like that word.
You still don't see? Okay then.
Wait, what other time did they
Let's
say
take another
bewildering?
look at how the
two other
incident
times.
unfolded.
Oh.
Drink every time they say bewildering.
Okay.
And the
God, I'm not gonna remember any of this shit.
It's very easy. Drink when you see the bear.
bewildering. The drink for a gas.
Now I gotta remember all of mine.
From here on
Because
out,
you guys don't remember.
number of weak spots.
Okay, now you're gonna have to help me. Have fun!
How many weak spots? There's essentially only one lie. Okay, now I get it. Earlier.
Yes.
So one of the yellow things.
Why is Mondo so daddy material? Kyoko's the reason why Shuichi became an ultimate detective. Yes, but Kyoko did it better. That's a woman? Biggest plot twist. Sayaka and Makoto romance from Twilight. Kiyotaka is eyebrow daddy. That's true. Look, it's Kyoko, the demo ultimate detective. No! She is not demo, she is hardcore. I do not appreciate that, good sir.
Was that Devin?
I think so, yeah. I'll double check.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
I'm gonna keep looking at this stuff.
Finish the job. Stop her.
We only have the one true bullet.
It
Yeah,
was you,
but you have
wasn't it,
multiple
Makoto?
things.
Admit it. We already know the answer.
Shut up, fuck all.
I can appreciate Mondo Ishii as an OTP.
took place in
Courtney,
Makoto's
pay
room.
attention.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her,
I think it's this coming up.
and they got into the bathroom.
At that point,
That?
the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Nope.
No, it's the next one.
You gotta get put on trial yourself.
Sorry, Leon. I have a headache.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the
Then it
main
must be
room.
that.
She then fled into the
God
bathroom.
damn it.
Oh, but it's the last
Then
one.
the killer
though.
ran
I
after
remember what that.
And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
That's
No!
Newbie is the key.
I thought you said nudity is the key,
reason
and I
my
was very
bathroom didn't
confused,
open
but like
wasn't
not
because it was
disagreeing.
After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it,
Courtney,
that
I brought
is
you a
true.
cookie, but when I said Courtney, you didn't
Why didn't your
respond to me, so
bathroom
I
door
ate it.
open?
What?
Because
Are you
it's stuck.
fucking kidding me?
There's a bunch over there, Courtney.
What did it
No,
do?
I didn't hear you. I want
My bathroom door doesn't fit
Brought
in
you
the
one of your
frame quite
apple
well.
ones. I said, Courtney, and you didn't say anything, so I just ate it.
Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
They have
So the
bad
reason the
luck.
door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Yep.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
She's a vampire, right?
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could
Just say those
easily make that
Twilight
mistake,
fanatics. Get the
thanks to
fuck
one
outta
important
here.
detail
Yeah.
about
What?
the scene of the
Rob
crime.
Patch is not that hot.
Really not.
one important detail.
Honestly,
Something
like,
the killer
none of the
didn't
people in that
know.
movie were very attractive.
They were convinced the door was
They were supposed to be super attractive. Wouldn't the killer know where the crime took place?
not
My room.
necessarily.
I got it!
Tori knows where it's
Killer must
at.
not have realized that it was my
I'm a
room.
master at DRUNKanronpa.
What? Are you saying the
I
culprit
really
didn't
hate
even
that
know
guy.
where he was?
This guy can die soon.
Why does he have A's forehead on his eye?
And yet, he's absolutely
Upside down,
right.
too.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific,
Okay, Kyoko.
what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms,
Thanks.
which
Like,
is what
great
led to the
information.
misunderstanding about the bathroom.
To be honest,
If Sayaka
I
had
love
been in her own
Kyoko.
room,
very
then
boring.
But I love
And there would
her.
have been a lock on the door, and they
That's
would have
why
had to
it
break
works for
through.
Makoto, because Makoto's like too full of energy and too
Eyebrow
positive
daddy.
about
No
shit.
idea
And
how unnecessary
so they balance
their
each other
actions
out.
were.
ultimately, we can't know
You
if
guys
it came
agree with
open
me,
by
right?
force or simply by
I
accident.
can't
But
freaking see anything from where I am,
killer
so
must have
unfortunately I
been
can't
Can you not
respond to you
move your
guys really
computer
well.
up?
with no idea
No,
how
because
they
then it
actually
unplugs
got the
things
door
from
open.
down here.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
See, I told you you'd like him.
I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
What did you make?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
I love this little leprechaun.
Couldn't have done it.
And I hate Fuckawa.
Fuckawa.
Okay, then who did do it?
Fuckawa.
I'm
From the
sorry.
Fuckawa tribe.
Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
She's adorable.
Why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Okay, Angry
Majority
Daddy.
rules? You really think that's a good idea?
There's
Yeah,
more
our necks are on the
evidence.
line
Yeah.
here.
Someone seriously needs to do something.
And his
For
neck has
serious.
good hair
Does
on
no
it.
one
We
have
should
any other
save
thoughts or
him.
questions? It does not matter how trivial they may
I
seem.
think Celeste killed everybody with her
As a
hair.
matter of fact, I do have one question.
Okay.
You.
I sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so,
Bitch, do you have a question or not?
I was just
I like
wondering,
her.
how did the culprit get
See,
into
now we
the
get
Havoc
into
room
the.
in the first
These are all the characters that I like that you don't like.
How did they
But
get inside?
I will say though, I think all the characters that I can tell Brittany is going to like, I also like.
I like
So
his dumb little goatee.
I like Leon.
And I like this guy's angry eyebrows.
I like Kyoto.
He's okay.
He is daddy.
Maybe someone
like a
picked the
little
lock?
I don't really like her.
You remember, Monokuma made it
I like
quite
daddy
clear that the
eyebrows.
locks are all
Oh,
unpickable.
you do like him?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about
I hate this motherfucker.
I don't really like him much either, to be honest.
No, he's never gotten laid.
He's nerd stereotype.
and Miss Maizono just let him in?
No, that can't be
Jonah
it.
Hill is Moneyball.
Trying to argue
Oh, are
against
you?
me?
Wait, what?
Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Uh oh.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because you're stupid. And ugly.
There's the reason.
And
The
ugly
reason
people
there's
are
no
never
way
right.
Sayaka invited her killer into the room.
Switching rooms.
I got it!
Brittany got that
Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
one. Drink for correct
So
answers.
I could be in the death room. Which I thought sounded like a great idea.
Drink for correct answers and flashbacks. Why the fuck not?
For you.
Guys, just drink every time I talk.
Oh god, that's a horrible idea.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Whoa.
Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
See?
What the fuck is that?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Did the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room. Okay.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a
Because
pencil.
I'm a detective.
And these are the words.
See,
that
she knew
appeared.
what the fuck she's
If
doing.
I wanted a
She doesn't have to deal with sappy fridging like Shuichi does.
I wanted a person
She can be awesome on her own without a sappy fridge.
I wanted a person who already knew how to do everything. I just played the Nancy Drew
When I
game.
saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique.
I'm gonna need her VO, not hers, the other girl's.
It's useful sometimes.
Who is also the one that they just showed that was like, I totally see this on detective shows. AKA Cassandra Lee Morris, AKA Morgana, AKA go the fuck to sleep.
Which means only
know
someone
what's
who had been in
Go the
Makoto's
fuck to
room before
sleep.
the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
Brittany, keep me updated on things because I can't see from this computer.
I just told everybody that this game is full of daddies.
Dream Daddy.
Legible signature.
I literally just need to
Sayaka's
install
signature.
Elgato, the program onto your computer, and then we can stream it.
But why?
She
She's
illiterate. Drunk Daddy. Imagine it. Imagine it. Next time Tori is available, Drunk Daddy.
You got an
Tori, you're part of this drunk series now.
sensation.
Devin said Shuichi would have done stupid tricks with pencil. Really anybody would have done
into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Yeah,
Can
Nancy
you
Drew
be
should-
sure anyone even got this note?
She's not Japanese.
And honestly,
not Japanese.
even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
No, bitch.
Very well then.
Oh god.
We don't like her. Knows her from the fact that she's a murderer. I don't know who she murdered.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Sayaka and Makoto.
In the note.
What's with your fucking pronunciation?
Come to. It specifically says my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to
No,
Sayaka's
but it
room.
said on the note to read the
Exactly.
nameplate.
The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says my room.
Your meaningless words tire me. Please stop wasting my time. So question, Brittany, do you like her or not?
No, I don't like her.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note,
Well,
the
that
place
changes
they were
later
asked
on.
to come to, it specifically says my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
No. There you go. Drink for correct answers.
Because I was right.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
The room that Makoto was staying in.
That's
Which
right.
is wrong
The nameplates got
because
switched,
his
just like the rooms
plate
themselves.
was on Sayaka's
Right,
room.
which is what I
As a
was
result,
saying. These
the
were all
nameplate on
stupid
Sayaka's
arguments.
room actually had Makoto's name, and the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
No, they didn't switch rooms. Sayaka just switched the nameplate.
Staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said,
Oh, that's true.
they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus,
What
their
was
rooms
the
are
point
right
of her
next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no
They were
problem.
gonna come after her either way.
Because
And the one who switched
if
the
she
names
got
was,
killed,
well,
or
of
no,
course it
if
wasn't
she
you,
killed
right,
a
Makoto?
person, she could have switched the nameplates back,
Okay,
and then it
then
would
who
look
did
like,
it?
oh shit, it was Makoto.
What? Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other
Drink for
person
correct answers,
besides
by the
me
way.
who would even know to switch the nameplates is Sayaka.
You can also infer.
We
as
just
much
make our
from
own
the
fucking
note.
rules here,
We
I
do,
guess.
It's the best way to do it.
Come to the room that she switched with him.
The nameplates.
And
The wrong room.
She specifically tells the reader to check the name.
The reader, the nameplate.
She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
The drink is too strong to drink for a reason.
Why would she switch them in the
And the
first
glass is too full to put it
She
Okay,
wanted
maybe
someone to
nix
come to
the
room
the
she
for
was in,
now.
and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
That might have been a little too much. That would be the equivalent
Why would
of
someone
late
to
game
your
drinking
room
every time they say
not
hope and
tell them they
despair.
switched rooms? Why would anyone do that?
Like you remember that in the
understand
third
that,
one every time they said
First
hope and
need to
despair, and every time
understand what happened
what's her
after she
face
invited
switched.
the person into the room.
People like yeah.
That's where the answer lies.
Oh, maybe she was trying to
happened
pull
then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked
Smash or
her.
pass
We
on
figured
the
it out.
contest.
We know who did it. Whoever she invited over. is
Smash or
the
pass?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Which
we
is
still
Mondo.
don't know who it is. You
Oh,
Mondo.
Mondo. Guy.
Pass Mondo.
Passing on
Sayaka
Mondo.
fought with
I
her
like
killer
Mondo.
there in the room.
I was gonna say I feel
Smash.
weird smashing on
Perhaps
Kiddo
the answer
because
to
he's
our
an
previous
innocent little
question
muffin.
lies in that
Yeah,
initial
but-
struggle.
Yes.
So.
I don't want to smash Mondo though, so I guess Kanta, but he's an innocent.
We just have to
He's
figure
an
out what
innocent
happened
little
during the
muffin. I
fight,
feel weird.
Okay, next
Reminds me.
every time that
There was a
character
replica
does
sword
something,
at the murder
pass,
scene.
pass. I like that.
Okay.
Perhaps you-
Absolutely fucking smash. Yes,
What's the deal with
Sakura.
that sword?
Pass. Mondo.
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it.
Smash.
Thought it might
What?
come in
Sma-
handy
oh,
if I
pity
had
I'm
smash.
passing. That boy would not be able to do anything for me.
Seems pretty likely that the killer
Would it
used
be
to
weird
like
to-
his jacket.
Would it be weird? Okay.
I'd be like, you
How could
can
you
stay
possibly know
and give
that's
me
what
your
broke her
jacket,
wrist?
but then you need to go.
Smash question mark?
Smash with an exclamation point.
What is it?
I'm not okay with the goatee. See, I like these where they give us freaking like 3 minutes.
Oh, the fact that the sheath was still on the sword.
This one?
Yes.
That just doesn't make any
Fuck
sense.
Leon, I don't want to smash anymore.
Embarrass myself in front of everyone. Alright.
The reason I know Saya's wrist was broken and the fake sword was
I know it. But that's because I've played this show way too many times. Come on!
I don't know.
Yes!
Oh.
Jesus!
Well, that's stupid.
Sayaka's wrist!
Oh, that's so dumb. Of course you know that her wrist is broken and that it's broken. Like, all I need to do is know that her wrist is broken to know that it's broken.
Oh, there's glitter. That's why.
See?
Glitter.
Fuck you, Makoto. Not literal.
See? Makoto is bae!
I thought her killer was a
From the
violent
replica sword.
That's why
You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick
Really?
right to you.
Maybe she was just like really stuck
And
in
there's
her
some on
90s
her wrist
love her
because-
body glitter.
Also, does this gold rubbing off on shit remind you of anything,
Let's
Brittany?
smash. Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Pass.
Oh, it's
hard
red.
pass.
Pass.
Hard
Pass!
Then it's about time
No!
Smash.
You guys don't know anything about him. He is not worth smashing. He is not worth smashing. Not even for that hair.
Makoto. I would smash Makoto.
Yes.
I'm changing my mind on Makoto.
Okay, would it be fucking weird for me to say that I have actually read Makoto Smut?
Yes. That's a weird fucking thing to say. Why would you say that to me?
Because I'm drunk, except not really. I'm just using that as an excuse.
Yeah, you're not drunk.
I'm using that as an excuse at this point while these two just get
We're
hammered.
getting multiple truth bullets.
Oh no.
Here we
I
go.
can't do it the regular way.
Have fun! Have fun!
I won't have fun.
Have fun and good luck! Bam, 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 bam.
Oh no.
Oh god. Replica sword. Replica sword. Jeez.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. Sword-based sneak attack.
You know who he also plays? Gonta! Gonta! Gonta!
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from
I'm never gonna get that out of my head. Fuckawa. Hashtag fuckawa.
Exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
That is the second one. Second what?
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Yeah, do fuckawa.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword
Not always.
sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
Alright, you want me to do it?
Well, that's exactly what happened.
Do you want me to go back to the evidence? Will that help?
No, just do it.
Okay. I think I remember this one.
The culprit grabbed the sword.
And that's when the first sword.
Yeah. No. The sheath had marks on it. The sheath had marks from it, which
Actually,
were
no.
clearly from the
I
knife.
don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Plus, we all know that
Because the
Wolverine's
sword's
one that
sheath
did
had
it,
been
so why are we
scratched.
discussing their shit?
See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something
Who
sharp.
has the biggest dick size?
Definitely the guy with the hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Absolutely. He's got a
Seven
walk.
says Chihiro.
jumping ahead.
Spoilers much.
Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
God, the shaky portrait
The
of
sword
Michael
was used
Bay.
first. There wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you are going to attack with the sword, you
I'm
take
also
it out of the
willing
sheath
to
first.
place money on Makoto, like you think he's gonna have a really small dick, but then
With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky.
And Mondo's just making a first time.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
how did the sheath get down?
If they got attacked with the kitchen
like
knife.
Maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Kyoko probably has
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to prevent an attack from the knife?
Wait,
How big do you think Kyoko's dick is? I think she's probably got a pretty big dick. I feel like wrist before.
Here you go. Poll. Does Kyoko have a dick?
No, not does she have a dick.
How
big
long
it?
is her dick?
How long is her dick? Is it as long as her wavy locks of hair?
That'd be a very big dick.
That would be a huge dick.
That's like getting a party stuff.
I know how long her hair is because I have a wig for her hair.
Sorry.
That would be
I don't think
an
Sayaka used the sword to
a
defend
dick
herself.
size I would not be comfortable with.
How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword
Oh, I
at all.
can't believe you said that on
There's
me.
a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Why is your foot where my foot goes?
Meh.
Her broken wrist?
Shoot!
Well, quit answering wrong, Makoto!
It was your fault.
I didn't make him do it!
Okay, here's a hint.
None of this makes sense.
What would she have on the broken wrist had glitter on it, right? What would she have had? Yes.
I got it!
See? Now I'm helping
about her
Brittany.
pumps, right?
Health glitter.
I'm helping
The palms of her hands were perfectly
Brittany.
clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
Why do they only have crappy swords in this game where the glitter comes off on your
Just
hands?
by looking at her
Yeah,
palm.
glitter glue, bitch.
Yeah.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is
Better
touch it.
swords, dang it.
In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Shut up, Fuckaway.
Sorry.
Fuck away.
Yeah.
Did you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yeah.
That's not it at all.
Pass. I would definitely pass you.
This is a hard one because I don't think this was actually
She's
put.
afraid of water.
I don't
really
think.
think that's the answer.
I don't think that's actually was put in our evidence. So that makes it hard. So if you want me to,
Like the stupidest answer.
if you want me to tell you, I can tell you.
Was the water off?
It was after nighttime and the water
According
turns
to
off
the
after
Monokuma
night.
That's stupid. What if
file,
somebody wants
Sayaka's
to take a
time
shower?
of
What if
death
they
was
wake up in
around
the morning and they have
1:30
dry
a.m.
mouth?
In other words,
Then they can't do jack shit
Well,
about
then
it.
they would die
and
of
the
dry
water in the
mouth.
bathroom shuts
Well.
off at nighttime, right?
Sucks to be you.
I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower.
Take a shower, fuckawall.
Aye.
Fuck
You
away.
don't get to talk for me.
Fuck away to the shower.
Fuck away to the shower.
Not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Why are your eyes backwards threes?
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on,
He's got like a really average dick, but he knows
the
what
one
he's
who damaged the sheath.
It's not welcome in a school environment. My dick is not welcome in a school environment.
So when
Yeah,
you
but
dance,
I got it!
Sayaka?
Dun dun
She had
dun.
the kitchen knife?
Yes, she took it.
The attack started with.
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Oh
I like
God,
when the
Brit.
music goes out.
Brittany, you would absolutely love the second trial because that's when Byakuya really shows
I'm
his
still trying to
douchiness.
figure out how I feel
Now
about
you
Byakuya.
understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Far from it. It's almost as if
Byakuya, I think, definitely compensates for a small penis.
I
What do
feel
you
like you're
guys
right, and that
think?
makes me
knife from the
sad.
then invited
What do
the
you
culprit to the
guys
room to
think?
escape.
He compensates with he compensates his penis with his douchebaggery and loads of money.
I hate that I agree with you. That guy? Yeah.
Yes.
These are all the actions of
He's the ultimate affluent prodigy, which
And you
means
can
he's
tell that
fucking
He's
rich.
supposed to be
Sayaka was
kind
the
of
one
pretty.
who suggested
Like,
you two switch rooms.
He's the bishi.
The reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to. On me?
Maybe you wouldn't like. I thought you would like. Okay, well, Celeste goes fucking bad shit in chapter 3, so maybe you would like her then.
To come to Makoto's room.
I'm telling you, without trying to spoil too much, it's all a lie.
Instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto.
Makoto.
The target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing,
Oh, fun fact. Guess who this guy plays in the third game? Danganronpa V3.
I don't know. I'm sure our soft
Kibo,
photos
a.k.a. Best Robot Boy.
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of
Would you
all
do
of us,
Robot
she
Boy?
asked him to switch rooms.
No?
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Or even more.
Because remember, he's the most average student.
it's all planned out.
We get it.
But in the end, her plan backfired.
This game is rated mature,
She
Tori.
launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on. That can't be true. Because
Courtney told me to cosplay as the lady who looks like a man, and I haven't.
You guys have totally derailed the argument.
Because a really mean
Because Sakura is
And
bae.
then she tried to like take it back and be like, no, it's because she's really big. And
She's
like,
the
"Babe,
best.
it's a-
Sakura is the best. Sakura is gay.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Oh, well, and Monami has a
Right now,
belly.
you just need to concentrate on figuring out.
I get it. I've gotten fat since we last met up.
Can't uncover who murdered Sayaka. It's over for all of us.
Oh my god. Danganronpa ASMR sex.
Jesus Christ. Poo,
Alright.
poo, poo, poo.
There's nothing left. Sayaka tried to kill the person. Yeah, awesome. She tried to kill
Trash duty.
Trash duty tried to
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die!
What the hell is this girl's problem?
Asahina's account was that she saw Sayaka. What was it? I think it was that she saw Sayaka come into the dining hall. Which we already figured out because Sayaka went into the dining hall to get the
decide
knife.
who did it.
So we can
There
roll
just
her
aren't any
out.
more clues, right?
Dying message is the clue.
Let's review all the clues we
God damn it!
Courtney!
That was me!
Courtney!
Shit!
Courtney, you can
eyebrow daddy bad.
Courtney, we don't have any hearts
It's easy
left.
just to say, hey, decide who did it.
Oh no.
But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, it's wrong.
11037. That couldn't mean jack shit.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
Dining.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall.
Message.
Remember?
No, I don't. But thanks for telling me, Detective.
1037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
All of the characters have
Before
pink
we
blood
get
in
too
this
far
game.
into that,
That's
I need
the
to
only
ask,
reason Brittany can
we
play it
really
without
be sure
flipping her
that
shit.
Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Then you should like Trauma Center, because that
Don't
blood,
like Trauma Center.
that blood does not look realistic
I don't
whatsoever.
care.
Her index finger.
I got it.
It had blood on it.
Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used
Byakuya
that
is the
finger to
ultimate
write the
pimp.
message.
Yeah, how did she get? She just like keep reaching
see.
into her abdomen
She
like,
broke her right wrist during
I
the
forgot
fight,
to
so
cross
she'd have
my
to use her
one.
left hand to write.
Sure, I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Oh, for God's sake.
11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1. But looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa. You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Rondo knows what's up.
Goody cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N,
God damn it, Tori. Damn it, it's no use. I just said no. Drink for Kyoko helping him out yet again.
Huh? Rotate it.
Okay, I will fully admit I did not get this at first. I feel like I'm one of the few people that didn't.
Now I see.
Everyone else got it. I was like the one person that didn't, I feel.
You just shot past the clue part and right on to who did it!
So, whose name did she write?
I mean, Brittany clearly knows who it is. Tori, do you?
Yep.
Who is it? Yep. I mean, it probably helps that I showed you his execution before.
Here's my answer.
But I showed a bunch of different people,
The
so.
key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message
Did you not
around,
get it from that?
I could get it from that once they
becomes the
said to
letters
turn the image around.
You didn't get it just from looking at it the first time?
No, I didn't.
or more accurately, Leon.
I mean, the thing that's supposed to make this difficult is in Japanese,
just
they
a
would call him
coincidence.
Kuwata, not Leon.
It's just a bunch of
So
random
that's
squiggles
why
that
it's
happen
a
to look
lot
like my name.
trickier in Japanese.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her,
Right, something
and the
sitting
letters
like
will
her.
be inverted.
Oh yeah, let me just pretend I got
Dead.
stabbed in
That
the
sounds
hip.
like one hell of a stretch to me.
I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit
Especially
like
since we find out in a later case that the whole dying message thing is utter bullshit. I won't say what or when or where, but
Right, Makoto?
it is something that happens.
Evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
Because you put that emphasis on butt and it was on the butt.
No. I didn't think I put emphasis on a butt. Of course you do. Touch the butt.
Incinerator
You've got it all wrong. You've got it all wrong, Kyoko said. Because Kyoko knows her shit, unlike Shuichi, that's all just about truth boners.
Well, you know what? His truth boners won the game, so...
And Kyoko made it to the end and she won, so... Fuck
Kyoko
you.
was the protagonist, so...
She might as well have been.
She wasn't.
Brittany, you want to take another guess?
No.
Bird shirt piece.
Yeah, I don't either.
The burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator.
I showed everything.
As the killer stabbed Sayaka,
There you
they must
go.
have gotten some of her blood on them.
I was.
And to dispose
You
of the
were.
shirt covered in the victim's blood.
You were probably getting a drink because DRUNKanronpa.
Not that he tried to
One
get rid
piece
of
burned
the
up
trial.
and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice.
DRUNKanronpa,
Most certainly
Super
would have
Smash Brothers.
Isn't that right, Leon?
I'm sure I can think of more.
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that
What's a good one for Mario Kart?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
Help us come up with a good drunk pun for Mario Kart, guys.
With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
Trauma drunks. Drunk Center.
But there are some other points that may reveal.
Drunk Kingdom. Dokapon Kingdom. So we're all drunk. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Burnt remained button-up shirt. The killer wasn't able to get rid of. Something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Tori, take a guess. Tori!
Where?
He already knows in the incinerator.
Courtney,
You
we
fucks.
didn't know that. That's why we told you.
How? But it was in the
incinerator.
So you know both.
But how did it get there?
That's fucked up. It's the same question.
It's the same exact fucking thing.
Closely at how the shirt was disposed of. We should be.
I guess that is true, actually, now that you think about it.
That's the only one that would have made sense.
I think I know what you're gonna
but
say.
then that doesn't make sense.
You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right?
Reach the incinerator without touching my ass.
And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer
Drink!
whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Oh,
Let's
he
hold
did
up.
the thing.
Oh, he did the anime.
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Drink.
Drink. No, that's wrong. What?
Isn't it sad that there's so few modes in this game compared to 3, Brett?
Shattered crystal ball.
Yes, I believe that's it.
The trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy
Nope,
it.
crystal ball and shatter it.
You can throw the crystal ball at the thing.
Yay! You guys got it! You guys got it! I feel like we should do another mission after this. What do you guys think? Because this one's pretty
I know how
short.
someone could dispose of the evidence.
Yeah.
Without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the
Get to all the important parts. All the good parts.
Yes, you
all the
could.
good meaty parts.
Use this.
What is it?
Already, but like already there are things that don't make sense.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball.
But how would you use it?
Welcome to DRUNKanronpa. That's entirely what this game is about.
Throw it.
Divine with it.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
I remember I remember part of the second trial. I remember the first trial really well because I've just played it over and over again because I've introduced people to it with this trial. Someone turn the incinerator on! Drink for flashbacks. CPM means
Hifumi had the key.
because he's a
So the only way the
nerd!
incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Oh,
Hey, come on.
Keon
What the
sucks.
hell
He's
is
like
this?
those rappers who swear they're
All you
nice,
have
but
to
they
do
suck.
is
Hey,
the
Devin!
killer never actually went
Supposed
inside
to
the
be
factory.
bang tonight.
The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that
3.
escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least
He could throw
30
it
feet,
because
right?
it's the ultimate
The pinpoint
baseball
accuracy you'd
cannon.
need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Poor Leon.
Difficult.
I like him.
Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
A baseball.
Baseball!
He's the ultimate cancer.
He's just a baseball. Hifumi, the guy that you don't like.
That fuck.
Any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious.
Yeah,
I'm not the killer. These goddamn shepherd brains have got it all wrong. I'm telling you.
He goes like really ballistic in the anime from what I can
Still
tell.
won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
Shut up, Kyoko.
And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me. What the hell do you mean end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Okay, should this be Drunkanronpa Drinker Happy Havoc or Drunkanronpa Liquor Happy Havoc? See, we're getting to the true questions here, guys.
Every case. Something summary. Comic book. Pieces. Truth panel. Expletive.
Hints.
Holy cow!
Okay, so now you gotta.
Makoto's head.
Okay, so this is a little different from how it was in V3 Brit.
Sakayo's a bitch. She hides with a knife.
The incident began when the killer entered.
Tried to stab him.
She's a bitch. That.
What, this? First, when Sayaka attacked the killer with the knife, they noticed something in my room. This?
No.
This?
No.
This?
I don't know.
That?
I don't want to be the one that answers.
Okay, I'll go back to that then. They used that object to deflect Sayaka's attack, which is why... So which one?
Courtney, do it.
Courtney, just do it. We don't want to.
Fine, Jesus.
Get it. We get the, we get the gist.
After the killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own, what did they do? The 11037. What did they use to dispose the evidence? No, what did they use to dispose the evidence inside the room? Fuck you! Fuck you, the lint roller. The paint?
It looks like a paint roller.
Oh. I think that's this. Because she's shocked. I'm gonna put on some jammies while you watch.
What happened?
Jammies!
I think I
Remember
better
that?
take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Nice, Gross, nice.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open.
What
they didn't know was
that
that the
everybody
door
and say,
got
by
stuck
the way, this bitch
and
tried
there
to
was a
kill
trick
me.
to open it.
Because he couldn't help himself at that
Sayaka knew about
point.
that because I told
Why
her.
not?
But of course, the killer had no way of
Or
knowing.
why didn't he just yell, hey, this bitch is trying to kill me, bitch is trying to kill him?
Because the doors were
So
soundproof.
instead,
The walls
the
were all
killer
soundproof.
forced the door open, took the
Why
kitchen
didn't he
knife,
knock on people's doors?
and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her.
Ha ha!
Still didn't notice while cleaning up all
And
of
with
that.
that, all her strength was gone. With
Guess he
Sayaka
didn't
dead,
have time.
the killer quickly began destroying the evidence.
IDK.
First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hero's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer
Was the ultimate baseball star. What?
The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life.
I will say this trial and like this death made me pretty sad, but not nearly as much as the one in the third game. That was just ridiculous.
Having destroy.
Meanwhile, on the one on the I will say the
second.
second game, I was just like, thank God, because the guy that they killed him was like, thank you. The killer, who was suspiciously trained and naked. That's the other thing we could do if you want. We could watch the abridged series, because it's actually kind of
The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
Bada-boom!
Isn't that
Or it's
right,
Bob
Leon?
Leon.
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object. Of course I do. I object. I object. I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid
Also object for
theories.
taking
We
pictures,
need
I guess?
evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Bullshit.
I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it.
Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum-bum.
You're such a good detective.
Evidence?
Because what, I guess?
Because she's not that good of a detective.
I mean, I know how this goes. In case you're curious, the a.k.a. the BTB BTW. See, now this is why you'll understand, Britt, why this is totally different from the other one and why it's confusing as all get out. Because the problem is with the harder difficulties, and it's not necessarily in this mission, but the next mission, is you also have to worry about recharging, like getting more bullets into your... Yeah. That's what makes it hard.
When the killer broke the bathroom doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. So what did the killer use?
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. You kidding me?
Reminder, this is the first trial, so this one is very easy.
You lie. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lie. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me?
I'll strike.
Where's your proof?
Boom.
This should prove it.
This should prove it. Aw, poor Leon. We all secretly love him.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed.
These two would secretly bang him more than they would bang Makoto.
Tool the killer used to remove them.
No, Tori was.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Devin likes Flicker Happy
I'm pretty
Havoc.
sure the toolkits we got each have one
I'm good
inside.
with that. I'll call it that for now.
That must be what he used.
Jenny plays Drunkanronpa. Flicker Happy Havoc.
In my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits,
Hopefully that
so the
works.
killer
Oh, that's
naturally
sexist.
assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
The boys got toolkits and the girls got sewing kits.
Wow.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Like it's Japan. See? Told you.
Stupid, 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 stupid,
Very own
Liam's not
toolkit.
really doing much to help his taste
Would you
here.
mind showing us your toolkit?
I mean, there's nowhere for him to run at this point.
Then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you use it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
Granted, this case is not really
And let
showing
me
much
say
of
this right
Byakuya's assholery.
I lost it.
So we probably should play the next one just so you can see how much of an asshole Byakuya really is. Because the next case is where he's like, I fuck up everything for your amusement.
What's happening to his face?
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are,
We are
finished,
finished
here.
here. A's across the board. Alright, you guys want to play the second trial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pee first.
Alright.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we you?
Yes. Who is found guilty? Okay, now we should go. Yeah. Okay, here we go. System. Load. Or actually, I guess return to main menu. Select. 2. Language English. Last trial. Main. Okay. Yes.
Who did?
Your adorable leprechaun.
Oh, I know who did that.
You remember?
The little leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
She died.
Leprechaun boy.
Yeah.
Leprechaun girl. Yep.
Oh.
My
leprechauns? The other leprechauns stole her lucky charms.
We'll find out, I guess. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki, a.k.a. Leprechaun Boy. The time of death is estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. Sakura's account. Although Chihiro wanted to get stronger, she declined several invitations from Sakura and may have used the locker room late at night to avoid them. Despite this, Chihiro had stated that she desired to help with her efforts. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. The dumbbell found on the floor of the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Chihiro had told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assumed that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. To unlock a locker room, you need to swipe your e-handbook over the card reader. You need a male student handbook for the boys' locker room and a female student for the girls. It's not possible for 2 people to enter at the same time. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation of the school regulations. That's important to note. Lending someone your handbook. That is a very important word. Lending.
What seals it?
The handbook
Is that
of
what you're saying? Yeah.
Possibly. The handbook of each.
Definitely what she's saying.
The handbook of each student that has died
Thanks
is
for
placed in
telling
the
us.
mailbox in the mail. Not necessarily stealing, but they somebody might potentially get a handbook in a way without having it being lended to them. They might not have necessarily stole it. You'll see.
That someone switched it.
One of the handbooks found in the main hall had been broken, which is apparently a rare occurrence. Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seemed to still work, so it was assumed that the broken handbook is Leon's. However, Monokuma
But it
claims it's
wasn't.
very unlikely that Leon's handbook would have been broken. Suspected Jetocide Jack victims include Ken Harada, Tetsuhiro Honda, and Shoji Gaku, among countless others. They were killed in the same way and mounted to a nearby wall. The word bloodlust was found at the scene of each crime written in blood. profiling indicates the killer is likely a student suffering from a split personality. Chihiro seems to have consciously kept her distance from the other girls at the school even from the beginning. Meanwhile, it had been noticed that she got along remarkably well with her male classmates. The carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a blackish stain on it. Blood was found on the poster in the girls' locker room. The poster featured a big-breasted supermodel, popular among young boys. Meanwhile, the poster in the boys' locker room was for a boy band popular with teenage girls. Chihiro's handbook was not found on her corpse and has apparently gone missing. Chihiro's body had been suspended and her hands had been found with some kind of rope. Her fatal injury was a blow to the head. Sakura mentioned that she was responsible for a coffee stain in the girls' locker room. However, the stain had been since inexplicably scrubbed away. Byakuya was known to use this lamp often. It was so funny. He was reading in the I guess it was the library, and Makoto goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm fishing. What does it look like I'm doing?" I figured you would appreciate that, Brittany. However, the extension cord had gone missing at some point, and the lamp's cord couldn't quite reach the outlet. On the night of the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste not told anyone other than Makoto about this encounter. And that's it. Let's go, bitches! Okay, so this is the trial that's gonna let you know if you love Byakuya after this trial, you will love Byakuya. If you love Toko after this trial, you will love Toko.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment.
I know I don't like fuck
If you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish
No, I
everyone
know all her deal. I
besides
don't
the
like
blackened,
fuck
and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then.
You don't like fuck
First off, let's talk about the murder weapon.
The dumbbell.
Yeah, this is the shit that gets stupid near the beginning of the trial. It's like, no one knows anything. It's the fucking dumbbell. It's not that hard. The case file was used to kill her. Clearly.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Come on, eyebrow daddy.
Yeah, remember, it needs to be a contradiction.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
The first game only has contradictions. There's no agreements.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But
they added that
what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Because he's Hagakure, that's why.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
we can't.
It was covered in blood,
Clearly a
and there was
dildo.
nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Or 3 dildos.
No.
And the wound
Only
on the
2?
victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
Ah.
3 is way too
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
She's a detective, of course she did. Damn.
If you
She don't give a
mind,
shit.
I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Slash genocider, sure. But hey, we don't talk about Japan here. Absolutely. Oh, here we go. Here's the little pink lines that you were seeing in V3 when we were watching it, Tori. I think in this game they're purple. But in this game, if I'm dumb and I shoot something that's not white noise, I lose time. So I can't fuck up. No, just when you see it. Just don't shoot something that's not white noise. You press a different button to shoot like a rebuttal.
The culprit is
See
genocide.
like that. Ta-da!
Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Brittany, you should get these games.
Why?
Because you got the third one on Steam.
Well, I mean,
Library
just
desk
no
lamp,
proof for it.
genocide jack, case file, locker, and dumbbell.
Genocide Jack. I don't know who that
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
I might know one
I'm
reason
trying
it
to
could be
read
involved.
what they're saying.
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Part of it is probably more trouble than it's worth.
Everybody
So let's forget about that for now. More importantly,
Yeah,
it
haven't you
outlines
read that
all the
children's
specifics
book?
of every genocide Jack
Everybody
case in exceeding
poops.
detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Boob lust.
It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most
Because he read that
definitely
file.
suspended in the same way. So,
Byakuya is the one that showed him the file.
when only high-level police officials were aware of it. There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
That's what I was saying.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko.
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man.
Why's gotta be so complicated? Does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like just about see it.
Okay, and I'm sure you're born detective.
Oh, this is what I think it is. It's another really weird word. Yep. Hello, hello. Horrible translations. Have fun, Brittany.
Roleplay.
Roleplay. How can somebody be two people and one person at the same time? Basically.
Isn't this like a Japanese word?
Not really. If anything, it's a slur.
Oh. Oh, schizo.
Like I'm saying, what's with all these weird fucking words that they're using for Hangman's Gambit? I don't get it.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? dissociative identity disorder.
Or schizo. That's nice.
But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is
perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I don't know the answer to this, Courtney.
Has to do with her behavior.
I got it!
That's what's
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, yeah! Is that a dead body? Are you dead? Drink if you haven't already for flashbacks.
Funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
I actually met that voice actress, by
Once
the
she
way.
regained consciousness and
Toko's
saw
voice
Chihiro's
actress.
body again, she was utterly
Fuck it
calm.
was, yep.
In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
She was scared of the other side of her. See?
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with
See?
your tragic little story.
Look at Brittany.
I
Brittany
didn't
has like a
ask you
little
to.
smirk on her
This
face right
is
now.
the
She
real
loves this
world.
guy, don't you?
Not some romantic
Yep,
fantasy
see? I
fairy
told
tale.
you. I told you you would love this douchebag.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long
Oh,
as
I
you
don't
were
like
here,
Toko.
No matter what,
I like
you
Byakuya, but
wouldn't
I knew
let
Brittany would like
Genocide Jack
really
kill
like
anyone.
Byakuya.
He's a douchebag.
But in spite of that promise,
I will admit, I fully like Byakuya. He's not my favorite in this game, but he's like right after Makoto. In this game. Makoto's my favorite, followed by Fuyuhiko in the second game, followed by Byakuya in this, I'd say. Actually, Gonto would probably come after Fuyuhiko, actually, and then Byakuya.
You said if I kept my
Probably.
promise, you would go out with me.
Yeah, probably then Byakuya and then
That's the only
Kiba.
reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell
And then
you?
after that, I don't
never
really
said
care
that.
too much about the rest of the
But
males.
you weren't able
Whoops.
to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing.
Kind of like Taka,
Could you?
but...
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards.
Oh, dear.
But the next second... Hello, Genocider.
Hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Hello, Aaron Fitzgerald. Nice to meet you.
Heck! So you figured it out, huh?
Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, totally different voice actress.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
This series gets a lot weirder than this, just by the way, Tori.
Split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's
So intense.
Like they say, sound and murder is mind, sound and murder is body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
No shit, Sakura.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the Murder's Fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Devin appreciates Genocider.
You try to link me.
From what I can tell, is that true?
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember
Quickest
what
trial
Monokuma told
ever.
us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit. But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. Bam, 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 bam. There's our choices.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
What do you guys think? Yeah, but what do you think is the thingy?
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Status of the dead body, library desk lamp, and disappearing stain.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You
I
killed
was gonna say, Tori, you look like you're tired. You need to sleep over. Alright.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, my room is utter shit, unfortunately.
Any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Bum, 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 bum.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same?
Oh yeah, Genocider is 100 times better
There's
than
a slight
Toko.
difference between the genocide jack.
Genocider makes Toko. Taco. Fuckawa.
Oh, you don't know?
I met Toko's voice actor, by the way, not Genocider Bills, but I would love to meet Genocider Bills because Erin Fitzgerald is my girl.
And conviction.
Because I play Persona, as you know, and she's the current voice
I
actor.
have a very particular way of doing things.
A.k.a.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Well, let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two
Okay,
clear differences
shitbag.
between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Any thoughts?
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Oh shit.
Shoot!
Man, that was my fault.
Let's just go making crap up.
Shoot!
Oh my god.
Well, at least now we know it's the other one.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
What is the point?
In all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically,
Scissors!
razor-sharp scissors.
I have no clue how this recording is going to turn out, by the way. This is a test for whenever the next one is. If we do another episode of Drunk Plays or whatever.
I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky.
I'm a professional.
And you know what else? Said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims. And boys.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Penises.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
You know I love you.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
Lowly
Kill for a
cur?
reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Dun dun!
Jesus Christ.
She's fully
I do not like her.
so I can go anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty
Because they're both much better murder weapons.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Man, I brought that
What's going on anymore? Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
A.k.a. Togami.
Here's my answer.
Here's my answer.
Yep.
Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Sloss, what is with you about pinning crime?
To disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the lock. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Oh, suspicious.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
See, I knew you would love him. Share with the rest of the class that I am a douchebag, but a lovable douchebag, unlike some of the other douchebags in this game series. Oh god, this shit. Yeah, this wasn't in V3. This was basically the lying bit replaced this. Which was good, because they used this way too much. Meanwhile, I guess someone on the internet found out that when you're supposed to / are allowed to lie, the music changes. Which makes it a lot easier to figure out. But you basically have to use what someone else is saying to refute it instead of your own evidence.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
Presented with the opportunity to check out the girls.
You're a pervert.
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Oh, I know what it is. I remember what it is now. I want to see if you guys can figure it out.
To check out
the only bullet is Monokuma File 2, but that's not it.
Absolutely take it!
So you need to take one of the responses, one of the yellow responses, and refute it with the other yellow response.
I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for
like I was saying, this is something that was not in the third game because they replaced it with the lying and
you wish you'd taken me with you?
Or lying aspect, I guess. Do you want me to show you what it is? Okay. There are only two.
He was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird. How?
Okay, so that one.
Presented with the opportunity to
Exactly.
That's a natural reaction.
Because how could he know that until after they had found the body?
What's so strange? You wish you'd taken me with you?
See? Now I feel smart because now I'm helping you.
Before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out...
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
I mean, he's technically right, but you know that.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
That's what Miyake's attitude. It's like he doesn't even care.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think. There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
What shows that the cases are different?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the bodies.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously,
This one's a
somebody
little
else
tricky.
must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's not really a rope.
The difference between the...
Which of these things could be used as a rope, if need be?
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use
The cord on the desk lamp.
But Chihiro was some kind of rope. That's right. That's what they knew.
Because remember they said like there wasn't an extension cord or something?
No!
That, I know that wasn't the evidence. I remember reading that. That's why I'm glad you can go back and look at the evidence
Pretty sure
in the
you
third
have
game.
seen it before.
I used
Because, you see,
butt out of
that
that.
rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once. And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Dun dun dun!
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Once
Is that about right?
the murder happened, like once the body was discovered, both of them were open. Yeah, that wasn't mentioned, I guess, in the... Not even involved.
I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
What?
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second?
I mean, we find out in
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
DRV3 that this is all just one big lie, so...
Need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Bothers you. Wait.
Something's not right.
Right.
Oh no, I have an erection. Oh, Makoto.
Really?
The scene of the crime.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
First of all, how could he have done
How
that?
disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Byakuya, Did you fucking stutter?
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Okay, so we had a guy
If there's
in
any
the group that I'm
chance the
planning on
murder took
doing Jenny
place
Plays with
somewhere
Friends
else,
Super Danganronpa
let's
2
see the
with.
proof.
That was like an absolute perfect taco because he naturally has a very loud voice like this. So he didn't have to change his voice at all. It was the guy that I was like, you should do that No Doubt song with him. Because he'd make a good bounty killer. So what got switched?
I got it!
Got it!
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some poster.
I love that
The
face.
poster in the girls' locker
He's
room
like,
was
what the fuck?
a picture of a big boobed supermodel.
That's
No,
so weird.
maybe
that's
girls
kind of
like
strange.
big boobs.
That's so weird to hear him say, like, that voice. A big boob supermodel.
Massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
That's fine too.
I've never been really okay with this part, not gonna lie. I'm like,
That maybe the
what
posters were
stereotyping is this, Japan?
There's one other thing
Like
I
I
noticed
said,
about the locker room.
multiple cases of incest is okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
But breaking gender norms.
Referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some.
Oh yeah,
protein
take a
coffee
drink
on
every
the
time she
carpet.
talks about protein coffee in the next 2
But I
minutes.
noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
It was moved.
Oh, just the stain then.
Shoot!
Shoot! At least people don't think you're a fraud. They think I'm a fraud. I guess I'm supposed to be this one.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Drink.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? Why would anyone do that?
To move
It's
the
coffee
scene
that you
from
put
one locker room to
protein
the
in.
other.
I put a protein
It's
shake in
certainly
my
plausible.
coffee sometimes, but
Don't
I
you
just
think?
put coffee.
What? You put a protein shake in
other
your
words,
coffee?
In order to
Yeah.
How
completely
does that
scrub the scene
work?
of the crime,
I usually just have cream.
the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
It's like a
Then
hot
that
dog.
would be a protein shake
The
coffee.
killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker room,
Oh. Drink.
e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
You're gonna be so full of nothing but shit, Hakure.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Nice to him. His name is Hero.
Chihiro's name is also Hero.
No. No.
It is.
Here, no.
Here, no. Hashtag
Here,
here,
no.
no.
Broken handbook. They use Leon's handbook in the room.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible?
You were going in the right direction.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room?
I got she must have hacked her
e-handbook. She was the ultimate
programmer. I'm sure that would have been no, I don't think she used the thing that was what thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
The handbook was already broken.
No, that's wrong.
And they'll explain at the end that they haven't already mentioned it.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Because I do remember how it did.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that
Dun, dun, dun.
it says nothing about borrowing.
There you go.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Okay, calm down, Daddy.
Is that it then?
Hold on a second.
Thank you,
Okay,
Kyoko.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
Thank you, Kyoko, for being the sane one.
You finally decide to open your mouth and
But she's
that's what you
sane.
got to say? There's no way she could get in the
Actually,
boys'
she's the
locker
one
room,
person
right?
that ends up refuting Byakuya at some point and having a
Why are you
legitimate
so sure
point.
she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
You're cute.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole
Cuter.
trial more
What a
exciting.
word.
I'm sure
My
that thought must please
cuter.
you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us?
Does Brittany hate Kokichi and Nagito? I don't know, Britt, do you?
Unhappy.
No.
Oh, I
I
have no doubt it'll meet your
Don't know
lofty
Naruto enough
expectations.
to really
So, shall we go?
feel strongly one way or the other, but I've decided that I like him just because I like his hair.
Of course.
And I like Kokichi.
And no, I'm not gonna like Shuichi. I keep watching those episodes. We just watched
He's a
the
better
one with
detective
Tori.
than Kyoko.
No! I do not agree with you
He's
on
a
that.
better detective.
Girls' locker room? We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
What do you think's gonna happen?
I'd like you to examine the victim's
I
body
think she's
one
gonna
more
show
time.
them
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Hands down, the crotch area.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Why? God, the way he says it
Not
sounds
that
like
I'm
he's
freaked
gonna
out
fuck
or
it.
anything. It's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well.
What religion are you, Hakakure? Have we ever
No, it's
decided
okay.
that?
I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
Would
So
she?
just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action?
There we go.
What you're about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
In a brief prayer.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe
Yeah,
we
but
will
why
solve
didn't you just go
this
pull her
particular
damn
mystery.
pants down and say, look, penis? Like, why are you making
I think
somebody else do it?
she likes to be a little more subtle
Look,
than that.
penis. It's a dick. Like,
What is this?
fuck.
What is it?
It's a dick!
Impossible. It's not possible.
I touched a penis! I'm not happy!
This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
We knew that from the beginning.
Yeah.
So
I'm very confused.
actually a he. Interesting.
Also, transgender riots start now.
You're joking, right?
They even made a point of this in the Airport series. It's like Kyoko's like, that's because Chihiro is biologically male at birth, but we don't really know whether they identify as male. And then Monokuma goes, yeah, now let's never speak of this again, and holds like a big disclaimer.
Right off the bat, Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh?
His dick.
Yes, that certainly does.
But you need to find out the truth if you're a detective, right?
Of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the
No,
trial.
but this is important to the case.
She's the ultimate.
I do.
We're talking about finding out the truth.
Waiting.
Finding out the truth about your hero's penis.
Just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
No,
To think that Chihiro.
Okay, yes, we've established that he's actually a
Because
guy.
the victim
Let's
was
move
male,
on.
he would have
There's
had
talking
no
balls
problem
and
gaining access to
legs.
the boys' locker room.
Get it.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy.
Transphobic, that's what everyone says.
should be no
But
issue
I
with
think the
Makoto's
line
initial
is
assertion.
much more gray than that.
The victim was killed in the boys' locker room
Yes.
and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
I mean,
I think
Chihiro never says that she
she
identifies as a girl. She's just like, I want to be stronger. Everyone thinks I'm a girl, but I want to be stronger.
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes.
Or everyone like sees me as a girl or
I
something.
did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Bishi, that's anime for you.
In his own little world.
Probably.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
I mean,
Without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
after seeing Chihiro's penis?
Aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
Dun.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room.
Because he is a douche.
Why was he just chilling in the girls'
Are you fucking with us right now?
Maybe he has a vagina. Oh God, this is crazy.
I love that. No, I am not effing with you right now.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
He's such a dick.
Why?
See, that's the kind of dick character that I love. Like, Byakuya kind of dick characters I really love. It's the Nagito and Kokichi kind of characters that try to be a troll and a dick at the same time that I don't like. Pick one.
For sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
If Byakuya didn't do it, who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? Any ideas?
I got it!
Yeah. So that lessens the suspects quite a bit.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said
Clearly
something about it.
not.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over.
We have disappearing stain, library dust plant, and Celeste's account.
The killer! And only the killer.
Oh, dude.
It's not like they're just gonna turn themselves.
I'm pretty sure that is what it is.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Clues are nobody get a look. I'm sure if someone saw the killer, perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yeah. All we need right now.
It's over.
You wanna know who
saw the victim?
The killer! And only the killer!
There we go. Yashihiro's the mastermind.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Actually, fun
that you
fact.
mention it,
Actually, you
yes.
might have told
I
me
did
this
see
at
him.
one point, even though I already knew, so you might have known this already.
Oh,
But did you know that
I
Hiro is the
suppose
victim
only
in every
Nakatomi
single
knows
demo?
about this. The rest of you had no idea.
Yeah,
Did you?
fun fact.
That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing
Aw,
a
so
track
cute.
into a duffel bag.
Leprechaun.
I assume he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
All Chihiro wanted was to be stronger, like every shonen protagonist. Oh, you mean Shuichi?
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Dun dun.
Kyoko, why don't you just tell us then?
Because she wants you to figure it out.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Because there's a point, I think it's actually the next trial, that you can figure out stuff because it's so fucking far-fetched that even she can't figure out.
Obvious who was waiting for him.
And, you know, she's helping you so much in these two trials that in the next trial, she's like, what?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
I thought they were gonna go in that direction, not gonna lie. I thought, like, the 5th trial,
Even if we had the equipment,
they were making, like, implications that Kyoko was the murderer. I really thought she was.
Already gone.
So I got the bad ending because of that. So, I know, I legitimately thought she was the murderer. I'm glad she wasn't, because that means, hey, she survived, but at the same time, I was like, hey.
Did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I legitimately don't remember this part. Maybe I'll remember it when it comes up.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
Oh yeah, this one is weird. It's one of the ones where you have to record.
He just said without even realizing it? First of all,
so it's one of the ones that you have to record something that someone says and refute it.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit?
I'll give you a hint.
What do you
Both
mean?
things are said by the same person.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit.
Yeah, actually it might have been...
I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to
What do you
figuring
think?
out who the culprit?
Did I refute something or go with Celeste's account?
You heard him, right?
Yeah, I think it might be that too, actually. It's like a...
We know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific
tracksuit? It matched the one the cook so.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as...
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Well, I messed it up.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
A track jacket.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Damn it, picture making it confusing.
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it.
Oh yeah, something important to know.
We began our
The scene before the murder.
And the only reason
Mondo and Taka have this very growy moment inside the steam room.
That's the only possibility.
Possibly, yes.
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit?
She seems like the kind of person that would give the Maki role nickname to Maki.
I just happened to see it last night.
But she's got, yeah, she's got Big Mac, she's got
And he was carrying
Cherry,
the tracksuit in his hands.
Maki roll.
No.
What is, I'm trying to remember, I think in the Japanese version he calls her, what is it, Harumaki? I was looking it up. Yeah.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the back. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Dun dun dun.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it.
Smart.
To put them on edge.
That's right. However,
I love Kyoko.
my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Kyoko. I like Celeste too, but not as much as Kyoko.
That's a good question.
This might be something that I don't know if this has been brought up in this trial, so do you want me to just answer it?
Yeah.
Okay. The way he talked, because he calls girls
There was a certain turning
chick
point that tipped
and
me
boys, I think it's dude?
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men
And he
women
referred
differently.
to Chihiro with whatever the
You only
male.
call
Yeah,
guys
dude.
dude.
He referred to
Girls
Chihiro
is
as dude.
And
So.
after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
So I went and stuck my hand down Chihiro's
I mean, she did that during the investigation. They mentioned that, so. Not specifically. Not
Be like,
specifically.
let me check.
Not nearly as spiteful as someone capable of
She's a
murdering
detective,
friend.
so she'll check anything, damn it.
Mondo,
It's funny, because like this whole first couple of cases before you realize that she's a detective, everyone's like, she seems very good at investigating dead bodies.
You've been all
Why
over
is
me.
she so good at this and so okay with
Putting
it?
words in my mouth.
Maybe she's a detective?
Kids use the words
Nah.
to treat me like a goddamn criminal.
Oh, fun fact. You want to know who voices Mondo?
Accusation!
I doubt you remember him, but do you remember Ian from Trauma Team? He's the guy that's like the agent, and he's like, I am this girl voice, and I'm an asshole, and...
We are all out of leads.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've played it.
Time is.
I'm telling you! Drunk Center! Trauma drunks. I don't know. Make it happen.
Yeah, that reminds
And then Brittany, same guy that plays
telling me you found some
Cheeto
evidence?
in Persona 5.
Really?
That asshole.
Actually, no.
I do need to send you the link to the Akechi episode, because that's a good one.
Jeez, did you
You look like a dumb
just get up
bird.
and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
He has a dildo.
You really insist, then. Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
What creates good fan fiction? I'm assuming, yeah, Chihiro's.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
I still can't believe that's the guy that voices Kibo. I'm just like, what?
Well, that's what I was hoping, but...
It's the kind of character that Hifumi would love to be.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break?
I got it!
Yeah.
You already told us before that the handbook has
Remember
one
when
weak
I was
point,
talking
didn't it?
about how they had that scene in the whatever it was, the sauna,
Sure,
blah
maybe
blah.
I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then...
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you,
Yes.
and someone else decides to
Well, what is the ship name for them? Mondo Taka? Kiyomando? I don't know. But I'm sure there's fanfic of it all over the place.
or pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Utaka.
It's a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
There we
They
go.
realized it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
One of the two
I don't
guys that
know
were
if
in the
anyone who took their handbook into the
sauna.
sauna.
And which one
I
wasn't
might know
almost
someone who
naked? Do.
Seriously? I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Probably to double check. Mondo?
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
Show us!
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Oh,
Mondo
Taka.
and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on.
Oh, Taka. Also, fun fact.
Show me the proof.
Believe it or not, this guy, Mishima. I would have been more interesting if he made me the villain instead of Technos. Yeah. That guy. Also, Santa in 999.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Taka. Adorable little shit. I'm trying to remember. I don't think anybody was like
In other words,
really like being like no over somebody over like Karumi, right? Karumi in the third game.
Look, Makoto was wrong.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Hashtag respect Karumi, the maid.
Oh, yeah.
Cause yeah, in the second game,
What he says is you,
Fuyuhiko was all butthurt over Peko for obvious reasons.
Oh my god.
Goddamn handbook works just fine.
Well, I don't want to say too much in case Curry B decides to watch it.
Mondo,
I don't want to spoil the major plot twist
right
there.
now. Is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed
Sorry,
to mean?
Kokichi. He doesn't see himself anywhere. And neither is your voice actor, unfortunately. We could pretend your voice actor was. Everyone thought you were voiced by Bryce Papenbrook. He's in this game.
What I mean is,
He's Makoto.
Mondo swapped his handbook out for
And
one
he
that
has this
actually
adorable little voice.
works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his
Probably
own.
sounded horrible.
After
But
all, Monokuma
that's
said
my
himself
attempt
that
at being
Leon's
Bryce
handbook never should
Papenbrook.
have broken.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Not many. We're getting near the end.
the broken handbook in the main hall is
Yeah, this one's.
Dating fast.
I was gonna say,
Turning into
the
dangin'.
handbook Mondo has right now.
this one is. I forgot how much longer this one was compared to the first one.
The school regulations.
The first one is really short.
prohibited.
But then the trials of the second game are like, let's make them as long as the first one, and then have an intermission, and then have it go
to
again
another student.
as long as the
But if
first
they're
one.
dead,
Don't you guys agree?
It's kind of a gray area.
They do that in 2 and 3.
No worries. If anything, it just makes things more
They can make some
interesting.
trials like
As
6
such,
hours.
I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong!
God.
You have to be wrong!
Shuichi would have been
Everything you
found the
just
truth
said
by
is
now,
wrong. You
and
made
the
it all
girls
up.
and Gonta and Kaito would
Then
be
why don't
dick
we look
riding
back on
him.
this case one more time,
Yeah.
from the beginning.
That's what Devin says.
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was
Shuichi
right
would have made
or wrong.
everybody else go into the locker room and be like, feel up this corpse. See if it has a penis.
Because he's a sissy. Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and... There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. Which locker room did Chihiro go into? Boys. The weapon the killer used was... Let's see if there's one. No. Alright. Let me use... As the murder took place, some blood splattered onto something, didn't it? Of course. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else. Posters. Which locker room did the killer move to? The killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the scene of the crime. I love this music. I will admit, I'm sad they didn't bring this music back for me because I really like this music. What is it that Byakuya brought to the murder scene? Could only have been. Oh, Byakuya is... I told you Byakuya is a wonderful douchebag. When Byakuya arrived on the scene, what did he use to disguise what had happened? Boobies? I guess. Where did the killer go after they were done? That's literally from the last case. What the fuck? Okay. When the handbook got turned into the sauna room, what happened to it? It fried. I guess, right? Wouldn't you say?
Here's exactly what happened.
Alright, I'm gonna go get
Let's take a look back to before.
something from the closet. Oh, something messes
Last
up.
night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Fuck up! Okay. The weapon the killer used was... Well... Oh, I guess we need to use this picture.
The killer is...
Oh, it's the ones like that are
Once inside...
It looks like he's like lifting it, not like trying to smack him over the head with it.
Killed him.
There we go.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell.
I guess that makes sense because the dumbbell wouldn't have had blood on it already. Still, that picture doesn't look like he's gonna smack him over the head. Flip.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Everybody here is on the hate Makoto train. I love Makoto. Everybody is on the love Shuichi and hate Makoto train over here, and I'm not okay with this. I am on the love Makoto, hate Shuichi train.
Pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
I'm tired though, but that's because it's almost what time? Almost 1:30 in the morning, so that's why.
But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Respect her girlness.
Could have been the end of things.
And then Byakuya's like, no, I gotta be a dick.
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if this game wasn't absolutely serious. Brittany would do like the exact same part. Meh? No, you don't think so? Well, you wouldn't touch a dead body. But you would still be like, I'm gonna fuck up with this case somehow, just to piss all of you off. You would do that. Just to be a troll.
To string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
Maybe the reason I like Byakuya is he's not like a psycho troll. He's a troll that knows exactly what he's doing.
Scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible.
Not that the other ones aren't, but it's like he has a different air about him than the other two.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
I wish I could find you DRUNKanronpa stuff at the Artist Alley.
Just as the killer expected,
Anime
the
USA.
was enough to ruin the electronic gadget.
Just like stickers.
Somehow, the killer
I
knew that
can
the
hardly
handbook
find
couldn't
any.
stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook.
Maybe with V3 some stuff will pop
That's
up.
how it all played out.
That is a very psycho. Isn't that
right, Mondo Owada?
Complete!
Wait,
Drink for kids.
this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your
I love that Taka's the one you gotta do the argument against.
You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Oh, is this when you gotta do the reload shit? Oh no. This is the other one. This is the stupid shit that I ended up finally having to use during the final trial in 3, and I never had to use it before. I don't give a shit about no negatime. I can keep my own beat. Negatime does barely anything.
Show me some evidence!
In this game as opposed to the other game where it actually hides the notes you need to hit.
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote!
See?
Show me some evidence!
That sounds like nothing.
You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! You're corrupt!
You're corrupt!
Show me some evidence! I won't listen! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you!
Oh, baby.
Show me some evidence!
Is that any proof you can't pin any of this on him?
This should prove it.
Poor Kiyotaka. I do like him.
Thinking so far is right. Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that. Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Dun dun dun! We did it! And then he gets turned into butter. The end.
We need to know why.
Do you want to know why?
We want to see it.
Okay.
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just...
That's true. I guess they kind of give the motive in the middle of the last case, didn't they? The motive being, oh, he
Damn.
tried to kill him.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on.
Aww.
Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank!
Okay!
As the blackened this time around. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Let your dick away, Monica.
Who's found guilty? Guilty.
What?
Uh-oh. This time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Bakken that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada.
I don't know who wants to do shit. No one else is doing anything.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way you would kill someone. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, we do, otherwise we wouldn't be at this point. Anyway, there was once a young boy. His name was Chihiro. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that for as long as he could remember it. He couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. No one will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex was already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger.
Weak. Weak.
Oh, my baby.
Weak.
Once the killing game had become near at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, the world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which was I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro was actually a boy.
Hey,
That was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet... By the way, poor Makoto's was, he wet himself until the 5th grade. Sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now. What? Chihiro. Knowingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now it's my chance.
I want to change.
Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he got at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yeah, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Manjo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was a very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help me give some courage. So we went and asked Mondo to help him come strong. That was Monokuma saying that. What are you talking about? He thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever come close to it.
Correct.
Did what he did.
Indeed.
Yes, you dipshit.
Certainly.
I don't think that was the main reason.
But
how does moving the body keep his secret?
Because...
everyone had been arguing how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Mondo! Why would he do that? The more you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
It's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong.
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Oh, Togami. Why don't I tell you?
Hey,
What a dick. He killed his own brother. Big freaky out. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. The only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It's because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Vroom. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, Mondo. Beginning, everyone was peaches and gravy. Oh boy. It's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the members of the gang, which was why...
I just...
Gotta get stronger than Daya.
Don't fuck with me.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. I told you, I was wondering why you wanted to do this. Tragedy struck. No, there's 2 parts of this. 3 parts, technically.
Oh my god, there's still another 3 parts?
No, there's 1 part after this whole bit where they explain the brother story. Mondo. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. It's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
His brother looks good looking.
I know. He kind of looks like Kiyotaka, actually, now that I think about it. Oh my god.
I just...
Jog. Yeah. As soon as our killing began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely, hateful Monokuma announced yes, blah, 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 yes, blah, 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 blah. Mondo killed his own other... No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother worked to create would have been destroyed. That's why after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I hadn't felt anything like it before. It gets more than that. Right around then. There we go. This is what spawned it.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. Why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? I mean, you kept the secret all this time. If everyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right?
You piece of...
You're saying I should just say it.
What?
You're saying if I really am, should I just be able to tell everyone my secret? Just jealous. Oh, baby.
What?
You're making fun of me. You're strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No.
Making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. What did you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
You're trying to rub my failure in my face. I just really
wanted to-
admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. I'm strong. Stronger than you
son of a
and
bitch.
stronger than Daya! Boom.
Okay.
So sad.
that ends our DRUNKanronpa.
Whatever we're gonna call this.
Sad.
Jenny plays DRUNKanronpa. I killed him. I killed Chihiro.
Thanks to that.
Look what you did.
Now Mondo has no eyes.
He was always like that.
Oh, that's even worse.
He had really tiny pupils, like there was someone else that was like that. Actually, it might have been him earlier. Shut up, you son of a bitch! Oh my god, Kiyotaka, you cussed!
Punishment time!
Can't be.
Execution!
Well now.
Well now.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
And we all know what it is. He gets turned into butter. Alright, it is...
Late.
What time? Yeah, past
Close it.
4:30.
Bye.
We're tired. It's been fun.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
Celeste Bird. I actually showed Tori that one. Trails of... Yeah. Send me stuff on my social media and stuff for us to play. Alright.